Blog Talk Radio.
Let's go get that money. Let's go get that money. Let's go get that money. Like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we're a team. Different days, same story. Got to go out and get that money. Got mouths to feed and bills to pay. Got to put that S on my chest today. Superwoman, superwoman. Every superwoman needs her Superman. Superwoman, superwoman. Every superwoman needs her Superman. Hey, I gotta pick up the pace. No more time to waste. Gotta put on my case. I gotta win this race. I got far too much to say. Different days, same story. Got to go out and get that money. Got mouths to feed and bills to pay. Got to put that S on my chest today. Superwoman, superwoman. Every superwoman needs her Superman. Superwoman, superwoman. Every superwoman needs her Superman. Superwoman needs her Superman. Superwoman needs her Superman. Hey, I gotta pick up the pace. No more time to waste. Gotta put on my case. I gotta win this race. I got far too much to say. Superman, superwoman. Like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we taking over, and that's no lie. No mountain high with you by my side. Hey, I'm your superwoman, you're my Superman. Hey, like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we will succeed. Superman, superwoman, like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we taking over, and that's no lie. I got your back, baby, and you got mine. Hey, let's go get that money. Let's go get that money. Let's go get that money. Like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we're a team. Superman, superwoman, like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we taking over, and that's no lie. I got your back, baby, and you got mine.
Yeah.
Welcome to On the Move Unscripted.
Yeah.
I don't know why I want to play that again.
It's time to play it again, right? Wow.
What's going
Right.
on, Mr. Stout?
All right. Patricia going in the building right here again on Unscripted. Welcome back. Second week.
I know we're getting through this. We're getting through this.
Right. I know. Like
Yeah,
right
so
in the
we
nick
got
of time,
exciting-
everything happened. Sir.
We got an exciting show set up for today, right?
Yeah. Yes, we do. Yep. Have two people going to be coming on that are artists and also a entrepreneur, a book writer. Yeah. Oh yeah. I met E. Chris. Yeah, and also Wizdom Hunter.
So what you been doing this week, Mr. Stout? What you been up to?
Been working, trying to get things together for this show. I mean, we got everything together in the nick of time, and then been trying to do a couple other things with some other things with the shows that we have going on. As far as what we're doing with, actually, you were down there in South Carolina, so we're working with that. You know,
that was amazing.
Good.
Let me tell you something. I felt like Superwoman.
All right.
I had to get off work and run and get my daughter. And now, mind you, I had already worked a whole 8-hour day. Then I had to drive 8 hours to South Carolina and be there so we could be there in time for check-in the next day. It was crazy, but I did it.
Right. Yeah, tell us the experience, though, about that.
So it was really amazing. It was a lot of beautiful, beautiful models there, first and foremost. And it was a really nice hotel that we were at, the Holiday Inn. And basically, so the models came in and they kind of like networked with each other. They took photos and stuff, so they had professional.
Yeah.
Are you talking to me,
yeah.
Mr. Stout?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm listening.
You know, that's how men are. They don't be listening when you be trying to talk to them. They be doing all other kind of stuff. You listening to me, Mr. Stout? Are you listening to me?
Yes, I am. All right.
So, so they did a lot of photo shoots and stuff or whatever, but they wouldn't let us back in the room where the interviews were going on.
All right.
There's a lot of feedback.
Actually, I
don't know what that.
All right. Yeah, you know what? Actually, Chris was actually trying to get into the line right now. I know what was going on, but I don't know if he had the number. I'm sorry about that. People were giving me new music to check out. I'm sorry, everybody. Yeah, I'm like, we had new music. Somebody just gave me a CD to check out to listen to their music. I'm like, okay. Yeah, so they were like, let me know about that. So I'm on the air right now. But yes, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Go ahead.
How about we take a quick break while you try to get him in?
Okay, yep. Let's get everything together right there with that. No problem.
Yeah, I like to take quick breaks. I always do that anyway. Let's take a quick break.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be right back, y'all.
All right, let's do that.
Shifted gas, then it passed, that's your backlist. Living lavish, low-key average. On the raft, on the move, at the passes. She just like it, she just like it. Like the high shit, on the ride shit. Fight it, she not righteous. Want the prices, want the highest. I got it, Keisha, roll. I just keep her folded, mama, no. I can't keep no hoes. Call my phone. I know that she going. Don't know where she going. She never alone. We never corrode, so Visa grab my life. My bitch is back to bone. She just might say a lie. My second impression wrong. Might test the roles. And second guess the song. That wouldn't gone and go like me.
Called Talk by Jay Howe. I love that song. That's an independent artist.
Yeah,
love that song.
That sounded great. I love where that sound right there. She had a great voice, big voice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah.
So who we got on the
right
line?
Here, I think I thought we were going to have Chris. He might have called back in. He said he's going to be on the line.
Yeah, what's going on?
All right, we got him. All right.
we going through our thing right now, so.
How you doing?
We're going through our little issues right now, so you have to excuse us. How you doing today?
I'm doing beautiful. Thanks a lot.
Oh yeah. Thanks for calling us up, man. Yeah.
God has definitely been good to me, and I appreciate all the love and support from y'all. I really do.
Oh yeah,
that's
man.
What we
You're doing
do.
your
That's
thing
what
out
we
there,
do.
man.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. Yeah, man. Well,
so,
I know you've been on the show. Yeah, go ahead, Patricia. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna ask him. So, you ain't no new one to the block. Like you've been around. Like you an OG, like '90s type stuff, right? Like you've been out a minute.
Yes, I have. I've been out since the '90s. It's been interesting. I've been doing my thing since the '90s, but I really didn't start getting mainstream out there until like I say it 2003, which is right after I had after I did Disappearing Acts Dublin for Wesley Snipes. That's when I started really getting acknowledged a lot more, you know. And
you did
it's,
what?
it's very
Say that
interesting.
Again? Say that again. You did what?
I'm an actor also. I double for Wesley Snipes. So after doing after doing Disappearing Acts with Wesley Snipes and Sanaa Lathan and John Amos, and doing some other stuff with Blade with him, that's when I really started getting acknowledged from a lot of people in the industry on the mainstream level of things. But I've been out for a while as far as hustling. That's why I call myself E. Chris, the R&B hustler.
You sound like a hustler too. Yeah, you like you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like, smooth with it, yeah.
He sounds smooth, don't he? Don't he, Mr. Stout? He sounds smooth. Yeah, I've been in this game for a while, you know what I'm saying? That's a fact. That's a fact. So, what was your biggest hit?
I'm sorry?
What was your biggest hit when you first came out? What was your biggest hit?
Oh wow, my biggest hit when I really started going was on mainstream was called "Make That Move," and it was featuring my boy Ace. Yeah, "Make That Move." It was featuring my boy Ace on the Animal. He's from New York also. He lives out there in Virginia now. But I had took a risk on releasing "Make That Move" because a lot of people have known E. Chris more so as a balladeerist, you know. Make That Move was more so an up-tempo club thing. And it was so interesting because a lot of people were loving my shows and my music, But, you know, I started realizing they want something up-tempo and club they can bounce their head to. I mean, they love the ballad. The ballad love song is cool. But, you know, you got to, before you get to the love making, you got to get to know in the playing and stuff. So I said, you know what? Let me take a risk and put the song out. And it did pretty well on WBLS radio station. I think for about 2 months, it was getting a lot of play. And that was around the time when Jaheim was still out in the market live, and I opened up for Jaheim.
Oh, okay.
And it was interesting. I almost caught a deal with Warner Brothers, but they wanted to change me from an R&B artist to a pop artist. And, you know, I said no. I declined on it, but I kept it pushing, and that's when I had a lot of people that were showing me love, even from the radio station. I met Simone Morrison. And Simone Morrison, this was in 2003. She was Shaka Khan's road manager. She became my manager.
Oh, okay.
And it was a great, great hit and a lot of support from Shaka Khan, because I got to, you know, really spend some personal time and, you know, get some real knowledge on the industry more than what I thought I knew. And she was also a mentor to me, as well as Will Downing and Ashford and Nick Simpson, God bless his soul, you know. So people like that were very supportive to me, and you know, Make That Move was pretty cool, and it opened up a lot more doors for me, where I ended up at Madison Square Garden in 2003 with Shaka Khan. But it was so weird.
Wow.
This was right around the time, as a matter of fact, when, God bless his soul, Ray Charles and Luther Vandross were still alive, and I got to meet both of them around the time when Jamie Foxx did Ray Charles' movie, you know. And Shaka called me out on stage and introduced me as Wesley Snipes' double. And, you know, I was surprised that she did it. And Ashanti was there also. Who else? Patti LaBelle was there. I got to meet Patti and talk with her for a little bit, too.
Hold on. You're dropping some big names over here now. So that means we're talking to a real celebrity. Hey, y'all, this is a real celebrity right here, because he's dropping his names is making me sweat. Like, you serious? Wow.
See, this is the God honest truth, real talk. It was so funny. Simone had said to me, I remember, I can throw it out there now, because, you know, me and her are so cool and close. And I remember what she said to me. She said, I'm going to take you backstage at the Garden, and you better not ask anybody for autographs, because you are a celebrity also. So I started laughing, you know, because I've been a humble person for years. I just never really looked at myself as a celebrity like that. I'm a man of God. I just take it one day at a time, and I'm thankful for the blessings. But when I saw Patti LaBelle, and I remember my mother's a big fan of Patti, and Patti was way before my time. So I was like, oh, wow, I finally got to meet her. And I threw a little sideline. I said, my mom seen that you cook some real good fried chicken. And I said, my mother loves you a lot. I said, can you just sign the backstage pass for my mother? And she signed it for me. And it was a beautiful experience. And when Shaka called me on stage, Patti was standing backstage, and Luther was actually coming on after Shaka. So I went on the stage and I sung a song that I wrote called Me and You. I had just started working on it, and I sung it a cappella. And it went like this. Got up early this morning, thinking about you. And I know you're thinking, baby, about me too. I'm thinking of a way to ask you to marry me. Don't you know I can't hold back these feelings in my heart, because I love you. Yeah, you better believe it. Me, you, me. Together we'll be as one. No one can ever take the love that I have for you. Me, you, me. Together we'll be as one. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, man. You hear that?
Last week, Mr.
exclusive.
We played that song last week,
right.
remember?
Yes, we did. Yes, we
Mr.
did.
Stout.
Yes, we out there.
We played that
yes,
song.
We
See,
did.
you don't know, Mr. Stout is my radio husband, and we got married last week.
Oh, yeah.
And we got married off
did.
the song "Me and You."
Yes, we did.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Oh, I feel so special.
Yes, he
He just haven't got my ring yet. Isn't that right, baby? He just haven't given me my ring yet.
I gotta put a ring on it.
But let me tell you, the crowd went bananas, and it was my first time. I mean, I've had exposure way back in the days, and I'm talking like the early 90s. I was on Broadway before with the Boys Choir Harlem, with Raven Simone, Dawn Lewis, Michael Bolton, Jeffrey Holder, the guy who did the 7-Up commercials, you know.
Yeah.
But that was my first time at Madison Square Garden on stage. And when I sung a cappella, you know, because Shaka used to always tell me, one of the biggest things as an entertainer and a real singer is if you can sing a cappella, because God forbid if something goes wrong with the sound, you have to keep on with the show. The audience don't know your performance, your show. You do. So that could be a part of your show, and they not even realize it. So she put me to the test, because she also said sometimes when you're going for different auditions, or even anybody that just want to hear you sing and you're talking about music, let them hear you sing on the spot to show them that you have showmanship. You're not afraid.
You know what? I tell artists the same thing. When they used to come on my radio show when I was in Atlanta, and I would be like, all right, give us a little something. They would look at me like, I ain't ready.
They weren't ready.
Come on,
they weren't ready.
We ain't got the attitude. You ready. We know you ready.
Right. Always ready.
So the crowd loved it. I was happy. I got off the stage crying. I ain't gonna lie. I was excited, and I called my mother and I told her. And then from there on, after that, that's when a lot more of the doors started opening for me.
Right.
And
so
we
have that song, "Me and You." So let's play that song real quick and come right back so they can hear it. Because we have "Me and You." We're gonna play "Me and You" and we'll be right back. Okay?
No, I ain't in the movie.
Gotcha.
No, I ain't in the movie.
You know I love you, baby. Check it out. Girl, you know, it's been so long that I've waited for someone like you. And I thank God that He put you in my life. That's right, baby, you and I, together forever. And you know, on this special day, I just gotta let you know, it ain't gonna be nobody else, baby. It's just gonna be me and you.
Got up early this morning, thinking about you. And I know you're thinking, baby, about me too. I'm thinking of a way to ask you to marry me. Don't you know I can't hold back these feelings in my heart, because I love you. I will never let go. Me and you and me, together we'll be as one. No one can ever take the love that I have for you. Me and you and me, together we'll be as one. 24 hours, 7 days a week, you're on my mind. I can't eat, I can't sleep. Your love has got me on this high. I don't know what's come over me, but since you walked in my life,
all I know that I want to make you my wife. Yes, baby, you better believe it. Me and you and me, together we'll be as one. No one can ever take the love that I have for you. Me and you and me, together we'll be as one. Listen, ups and down, up, baby. Side by side, we will stand together forever, forever to be. I love you and you love me. Together, forever, we will be as one. You know that. Yes, baby, you better believe it. Me and you and me, together we'll be as one. No one can ever take the love.
Okay, that was nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We played that last week. We sure did.
Uh-huh.
That was our wedding song, Boo Boo.
Oh yeah, I remember that very well. Yes, it was. No doubt.
I heard you say that you were going to sign with Warner, but they wanted to change your image.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
So looking backwards, do you feel like that was a good decision for your career or a bad decision for your career?
Well, once again, as I said, I'm a man of God, and sometimes there are certain signs that are thrown at us, and we ignore them. We go ahead on something that we may seem as good for us, but it's really not good for us. I'm glad that I didn't sign with the company because and even though there's songs now at this present time that I wouldn't mind putting myself in a pop category now because I've excelled and expanded a lot more vocally and musically and lyrically as well. But at the same time, me working at WBLS and being affiliated with a lot of people in the industry, not just at Warner Brothers, but I knew a lot of A&R from Sony, from Island Records. My music director at my church at this present time is Stanley Brown, worked at Island Records. He signed Drew Hill. Yeah. I knew Ron Grant, God bless his soul, who worked at Sony Records. So they were very strong confidants of mine and very mentors of mine as well. So I got put onto some knowledge with people at Warner, Electro-Atlantic, and it wasn't a good time for me to sign because that was around the time when Jaheim was there and, Prince was there, and they were going through different situations as far as the label was concerned. So I said to myself, no, because I didn't want to be a pop artist, but God made it possible for me to say no because he knew what I would be offered and getting myself into, which would have been a total disgrace for me as a new artist who was unknown in comparison to artists such as Jaheim and Prince, who were very well known. God bless the soul of Prince. Yeah. So, everything happened for a reason. It was like a 360, So I don't regret it at all. No.
So many artists back in them 90s, during that period of time, complained because they said they wasn't getting paid and all that kind of stuff. So you're right. You didn't sign at a time when you should not have signed because a lot of artists got cheated during that time. Remember TLC? Yeah. And all, I know they weren't with Warner, but still, all the artists were signing them deals, and they were working like Hebrew slaves and wasn't getting nothing. That's why, and that's another reason why Prince put that symbol. Remember he changed his name?
Yeah.
Well, it's so funny you say that because that was another thing. I had angels on the inside of the industry that seen me as a type of young man that I am and schooled me on how a lot of labels would sign you, but they own your name. And if they own your name, you can't do nothing. Prince, like, you hit names like Prince, Michael Jackson, You know, those are two phenomenal names. God bless the both of them. And if you don't own your name, you're in trouble. Like I gave you a perfect example, Tina Turner. When she departed from Ike Turner, she said, "You could take everything you want, but I want my name."
That's right. Right.
You know, and that name, it's a legacy name. People they know you as that. So if you lose the rights to your name, and you got to start all over again, it's like a new book. It's like, okay, who is this?
Right.
They know your face, but the name doesn't go with the face because that's not what they're familiar with.
Exactly. Yeah,
that is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah.
You know what? A lot more people need to be guided by that inner voice, that spirit, that intuition, that something told me type thing, because that will keep you from doing things that are not going to be good for you. When you listen to your spirit man, which is basically what you did, you listened to your spirit man along with, all the people who gave you insight, but still you were the last person to decide. And you listened to your spirit man and said, no, I'm not going to do that. Even though that seems beautiful, but something says no, and it's good that you did.
Right. And during that time, I had braids, like Jaheim had braids. So I would have been known as a protege of him, but as a pop artist, and I didn't want that.
Right. You want to be able to have your own thing going on, no doubt about it.
Right.
And you also got some other things that are coming up for Valentine's Day weekend. You want to let us know about that?
Yes. Well, I got booked to perform in Cancun for Valentine's weekend. I'm leaving on the 13th, and I'll be back on the 16th. And to show you how good God is, last year I had opened up. I'm just gonna be very quick and brief with it. I opened up for Carl Thomas. First it was Foursome D's at BB King's before they closed down. And then after I opened up for Foursome D's, because me and Stevie D is real cool friends. I spoke to him the other day about some stuff. I opened up for Carl Thomas, and I met Carl Thomas years ago when I interviewed him when I worked for BLS. So it was a new eyesight for him to see me doing what I was doing and for me to get selected for it. And then I opened up for Ashanti, Jeff Red. So my name and everything has been all over social media and throughout the city. It's just been so phenomenal. I mean, even with, y'all on the move radio station along with other stations have been showing me so much love. I got called from someone from Cancun and asked me would I be interested in performing for Valentine's Day. And I said, I thought it was a gimmick. I thought
this is something you just got this opportunity?
Yeah, my flight and everything is paid for. They paid for my room and board, everything. And it's so weird because I'm not under management now by choice, of course, because I was under a label. I was on a label from 2017 to 2018. It was me, Christopher Williams, Melissa Morgan, Peter Wayne. Me and Christopher Williams is man cool too. He's a real cool brother, role model. And it was with RC, Fresh Entertainment. And coincidentally, Luther Vandross used to be on that label when he first came out.
Wow.
So a lot of people heard songs that I had sang, and when I got, and you put your stuff on social media, and people call you up, and they like you, and I had made it my business to keep myself busy with other songs, and I got my stuff, a new song that I have put on iHeartRadio, TuneCore Radio, TuneCore T-Rex radio station, which is a global radio station, international, and that's how I got discovered for Cancun. Because they heard the song on T-Rex radio station, which is a top 50. They have a top 50 chart. The song, my new song, Let Me Show You, got put out in July. By October, it was number 1 on the charts out of the top 50. And you had, and it was artists like myself, Raphael Sadiq, Music Soul Child, Will Downing was on it with me, and the person told me, they said, well, listen, we heard the song, and it's hot. They said, we would love for you to come to Cancun. I said, well, I don't have that finances to really fly out there like that now. And it was like, don't worry about it. We got you. So I said, okay. They said, are you under management? And I said, no, I'm not. I manage myself because I know the business. They said, well, if you had a manager, your manager would come with you. But if you want somebody to bring with you, you can. So my lady, my queen is going with me for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And, it's all inclusive.
Great,
yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
So wait a minute. Say it again. What did you call her?
She's my queen.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I like her. Say it again.
She's my queen, and she's my queen, and I'm her king.
That's what's up. And you're gonna go out there and you're gonna sing beautiful music. And in about 20 years, some babies is going to come up to you who's all grown and say, you know what, my mother said I was confused on your song.
That's right. And the 2 songs that they requested was Let Me Show You and Me and You.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, so let's listen to Let Me Show You, because I have that.
Yeah.
So we're going to play that real quick and we'll be right back. Let me show you.
Right now.
In the building. All right.
Let me show you, baby. I can make you feel good. Let me show you, baby. I can do you just right. Every morning, noon, and night, I can make you feel like supreme like a queen. So let me show you what I mean. When I lay your body down and you're feeling relaxed, so baby, don't be shy. Just look into my eyes. Let me show you, let me show you, let me show you, let me show you, let me show you. Let me show you, let me show you, let me show you, let me show you, let me show you. Let me show you, let me show you, let me show you, let me show you, let me show you. Let me show you, 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 baby. Come on. Let me show you, baby. I can make you feel good. Let me show you, baby. I can do you just right. It's 1:15, and you're feeling so hot. Taking shots just around, and hookah smoking at my bar, so don't stop. It's about to go down. You're feeling nice and tipsy. I got a lump in my trunk. About to show you how I turn it up. You see, I like the way you move your sexy hips on me. Yeah, it's been a while, and I really like your style. With the way you're dressed and you're smooth finesse, damn, you're rocking on me. Just look into my eyes. Now, baby, 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 don't you stop. Come on. Let me show you, baby. I can make you feel good. Let me show you, baby. I can do you just right. Let me show you, let me show you. I can make you feel so good. Let me show you, let me show you. I can make you feel just right. Let me show you, let me show you. I got the moves to turn you on. Let me show you, let me show you. Baby, I can rock you morning, noon, and night. Come on. Let me show you, baby. Let me show you. I can make you feel good. Make you feel, make you feel, make you feel. Let me show you, baby. Oh, yeah. Let me rub your back. Let me kiss your lips. Make you feel nice. I can make you feel good. Make you feel real good. Let me show you, baby. I can do you just right. Yeah, yeah. Let me show you, baby. Run my hands through your hair now. I can make you feel good. Kiss your pretty lips. Rub your sexy back. Make you feel good. I can do you just right.
All righty. I like that. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. We played that song last week too. So we were basically doing a free for you. We were showing you mad love last week.
Right.
I really appreciate that to the fullest. Really big time.
It sounds like it's going to be like when it already has like that concert feel to it, like when you're on stage, like, and you got the crowd anticipation to it. You have that kind of feel. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you're gonna have everybody turned up with that one right there. Oh yeah.
Well, something. One of the biggest things I always say, and one of the main objectives to even if you do have a good song. And I share this with a lot of people. No matter how good your song is, if you don't have the proper marketing team that's willing to invest their time into it as well and be as hungry as you are, it can go but so far. Which is why I'm so thankful and appreciative to, you, Brother Kenneth, and also you, Sister Patricia, because y'all. I mean, I'm sure you meet so many different artists and hear so much different music. So I take it as an honor and a pleasure to be here live on the Move radio station, because it means a lot to me.
You know what? And we appreciate you for wanting to even be a part of our show. We had, we call it unscripted because right now we're trying to get the feel of Blog Talk Radio because I was used to actually being in the studio. I was on 1100 AM in Atlanta, and we used to play a lot of independent artists and stuff. But when I moved to Ohio, I wanted to continue to do On the Move Unscripted, so we decided to take it to a podcast. So we're still trying to get our feet wet with Blog Talk Radio. So we appreciate you because Blog Talk Radio working my nerves. I ain't gonna lie. It's a scripted job.
Well, I will say this. I mean, y'all are doing a phenomenal job, and I said to myself, one of my main objectives also is to go on mainstream, even to other stations as well, because I'm a family person. So wherever I go and I speak, I always mention those individuals and stations who have showed me love. I don't care if I'm on, in the mixed radio station. I always got to acknowledge the other stations who have showed me love, such as yourself and anybody else, because I always tell a lot of artists, without the listeners, your career can go but so far. It's the listeners out there and the radio stations that are marketing and promoting it that's going to get that push.
And you know what? You know what you said was so freaking, so true.
Yeah.
Writing the song, okay, that takes some effort. Singing the song, okay, it takes some effort. Recording the song, that takes effort. But marketing the song, that's where the real work comes in. Marketing is where the work, without a doubt.
It does. It takes a lot of work for that. Artists need to know that. That's real talk right there, man. Yeah, you're doing your thing, man. You're gonna be out there in Cancun coming up soon. Got a few other things you got coming up too. Now, these songs that you got there, these are singles. Now, where are you say they're available everywhere? Where can you get those at, or how can your fans follow you through?
Well, first and foremost, I mean, for those who are very familiar with, the digital world of music, is under TuneCore. TuneCore basically is the umbrella of Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, iPad. My song, Let Me Show You, is all over there. And even YouTube. It's out there. It's been doing actually very well. It's been streaming also, because I've been keeping up with my publishing company, BMI. And I'm really happy about that. Also, I had just recently, as I shared with you at the very beginning, I'm an actor also. And I had just finished coming from 2 auditions for Tyler Perry for this movie Blackish. So I'm hoping that they'll use myself and my song for a soundtrack, and if not, one or the other. And not only that, I have a couple of people that have been calling me up and asking me to do some more shows. And I think also there's something coming up in April, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. We got to do something up already. There's No Black the movie coming up out there in the Poconos. Yeah, definitely. That's coming up. That's going to be with also going to be in the building with Dan Miller. That she's going to be in the building too. Yeah, a lot. Yeah, some of the actors from No Black the movie going to be there as well. Yeah.
And to show you how God works, also. I was going to just share with you to show you how God works. Stevie D from Fortune D's and I was talking the other day. And he was going to book me for a Valentine's Day, yacht party. But when he found out I was going to Cancun, he said, you know what? he said, if you can't make it for Valentine's Day, we got something coming up in April. So I mean, I say this to say a lot of things are in the making, and also a lot of people have been showing me support as far as my song and the acting. So I just finished signing a contract with an agency called 99, who's dealing with a lot of commercials and movies for me as well. So God has been definitely blessing me. I sing with my church choir. They're beautiful to me. I love it, So I can't complain. I'm happy.
Right.
So we always like to have the guests kind of like give some words of encouragement or inspiration or knowledge, to independent artists, R&B, rap, whatever, that's trying to get into the industry and all that kind of stuff. Now, you said something about first signing with a independent label before trying to hit, the bigger thing. So give them some feed them some knowledge, feed them some seeds that'll help them as far as finding an independent label if you're new, and what your thoughts are about the industry or advice that you might have for someone who's trying to get into it.
Well, I mean, first and foremost, to all those who are listening out there independently, and this goes for R&B, hip hop, rock, country, whatever style of music that you have. The first main objective to the business is to learn the business. Because if you don't learn the business, this business is 99.9% business. The other 1% is wah-wah. It's just whatever. You must learn the business as far as your rights as an artist, your publishing, copyright, trademarking as well. Because if you don't know the business, you'll be pretty disappointed on the outcome of things of other individuals that may take credit for something that you've been blessed with. That's first and foremost. And once you and I don't want to make it seem like it's so easy. It's not. You have to really desire it and love it. And one of the main objectives as well, you must be willing to invest in yourself. This is not like the 80s and the 70s and 80s where, they had artist development and the record company is going to spend money on you. They don't do that anymore. It's very rare if you find a label. I mean, if you do find somebody who's willing to do that, trust me, it's not a major label. It's all strictly independent. And even independent labels nowadays don't even want to really be too much bothered with it because there's too much competition going on out here.
Right.
And
we're not. They're not
selling
CDs and stuff like that no more. They're doing a lot of streaming, so the money flow to the mainstreams and stuff is not like it was either.
No, it's not. And not only is it different, but you have to keep your eyes and your ears open and be in network with the right people, and don't be afraid to take constructive criticism. If you're afraid to take constructive criticism, this is not the business for you. And you're going to have your players and your haters. That's a part of the industry. People are going to hate on you. They're going to be jealous on you. You cannot let that get to you. The first thing I always tell people, pray. It works, trust me. And you have to be patient. Wait for your confirmation. It'll come, Along with that, you have to do a lot of footwork. You can't just sit at home and think it's going to come to you. You have to go out there and get it. You have to be willing to put in the footwork and the time and the finances, because when I say finances, you have to be willing to pay for your own studio time, and some of you may have to pay for songs that you don't even own in order to get to use them. That's one. And then you got to pay for the studio time, and nowadays they do not accept demos. That does not exist anymore. Everything must be a finished product. It has to be mixed, mastered, and ready to go, because everything is digital now. So when you send something out to someone, you make sure that your product is nice, crisp, crystal clear, and clean, so they can be impressed of what it is that you're presenting. Because if you're not, they'll put it to the side and say next.
So
you have to be willing to invest.
As far as your name, do you think artists should do a trademark on their names?
I was just getting to that. Yes, you better. Not should, you better trademark your name. I'll share something with everybody out there. I know, I'm not going to say no names, but I knew people on Bad Boy Records. Okay. And some other people and other labels, such as Arista and Sony and MCA, which was back in the days.
Yeah.
Personally, that did not own their names. And once you do not trademark your name, when you sign to a label, they own your music and your name. And when I say they own your music, if you're not knowledgeable enough on what it means to own the publishing or negotiate some type of publishing, because that's where all the money comes into, the publishing.
Yeah.
You'll make royalties from your shows and all the sales, but the publishing is the real breadwinner, because that's when it sprouts out internationally. And it can go on and on for decades. For example, God bless his soul, people like Michael Jackson. He owned his name. That was his. Even though he was signed with Quincy Jones. Michael Jackson owned his name. It's a product. Like Michael Jordan, another person. When you trademark your name, no one can ever strip it from you, and you can take that name and go wherever you want. Like, I'm E. Chris, the R&B hustler. Now, when people see me, they know who I am. I was walking outside, going to the store this afternoon, and somebody said, "Hey, the R&B hustler," and I was like, "Oh, okay." They saw me get out of my car, and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Right.
I've looked into my name as far as trademarking, and yes, people have used so-and-so hustler, da-da-da hustler, but I primarily trademarked it purposely because I said to myself, I looked at myself as a male version of a Mary J. Blige. I'm originally from Brooklyn.
All right.
Okay. I'm from the streets. I'm a hustler. I'm R&B. I didn't want nobody taking or having the rights to my name. Because just me being E. Chris, I can just say E. Chris. Of course, that's cool. But when you hear the R&B hustle, you be like, yeah, that's some real thing right there. So the most important thing to all the listeners out there, make sure you trademark your name and copyright everything. Don't ever get too excited to where you be like, oh yeah, I gotta let so and so listen to it. Copyright. If you can't afford now, it's like $85 or $55 online. You can do the poor man copyright. Write your music, put it in an envelope, and mail it back to yourself. It's trademarked. I mean, it's stamped to prove that's your poor man copyright. You know, a lot of people are unaware of that, and they get misled, and people steal their music, and it's just turned to a whole complete catastrophe. Also, one of my biggest pet peeves for a lot of people: be honest with yourself. Please be honest with yourself. If you feel that you are ready to be out there in the industry and presenting your music, like I said, be ready to get out there, do some open mic shows. Even if you're not performing, it's good to step out and network with a lot of people because you just never know who's out there.
That's right.
There's always going to be somebody in the industry, and it's a very, 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 very short bridge. I always tell people, don't burn your bridge because you never know when you got to cross it. You always run into somebody. You always will. Always. I don't care who you are. I don't care how big you get.
I used to tell artists that all the time, like, come out the studio and go perform somewhere. Come out. You got 12,000 songs and you've never did an open mic. Come on now, you got to learn because doing it when you go out to these open mics or whatever, you're learning how to perform. It's one thing to sing your song. Is another thing to perform. So if you can master both, you'll be the bomb. Because nobody wants to. Your song could be the bomb, but if you're boring to watch, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to get into it in the same way as someone who knows how to work the crowd. You know how to perform.
Yeah. Let me tell you, my mother, she's still here. God bless, and I love her so much. My mother used to travel and sing background with the Manhattans before I even existed,
Wow.
And, My mother's from Alabama, so she was out there singing too. And I remember my mother used to always tell me, she used to always stand me in the middle of the living room and sing this song and go, and girl, I've been missing you For so far across the floor now, baby, I see that look in your eyes. And my mother used to make me sing that song as a little boy. And she'd be like, she said, come on, move your body, because you can't be in one place, one stage.
Right. That's what
she said, it's one thing to be a singer, and it's another thing to be a performer. But if you can combine the two, you got them. You know, so that meant a lot. It meant a lot to me, and I carried it. And my mother was so right. I mean, you can sound phenomenal, but if you can, and you don't get me wrong, you got some artists that were very phenomenal singers, but they had to at least do a little program, a 2-3 step, to keep the crowd's attention. Right. And then you had some who were performers, but they really couldn't sing, but they captured the crowd with their performance. But if you have a package deal, it makes it just as great and greater.
Yeah.
So I have one more question. I have one more question for you before we play your next song, because you have a song called "About Me," right? Is that you?
About
Me? Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh, okay.
Step Your Game Up.
Step Your Game Up.
Okay.
That's the other one, yeah.
Okay, so we don't actually have Step Your Game Up. So that's one. Is it on YouTube as well?
Yes, it is.
I got it. Yeah, we'll definitely get it though. We got it. I'll get that over.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have to worry. We're gonna have it. We have your music now in rotation. I already told you we was playing you last week, and I didn't even know who you was. I was jamming to me and you, and didn't even know who you was. But I have another question I wanted to ask you before we slide into a break. So when you talk about publishing, right? Because I heard you need to own your publishing rights. So, but that's different from just owning a copyright. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
See, the copyright of it basically is stating that you wrote that song, right? Mm-hmm. Being that you wrote that song, that's something that you created. It's just showing proof that you created something. The publishing part comes into play. Let's say somebody wants to buy your song now, right? And you're on a record label. Let's say I had signed to Warner Brothers, and I copyright my song, Make That Move, and I'm on Warner Brothers label. If I did not negotiate or come to terms with Warner Brothers as far as selling my song or owning the rights to it, as far as making money and negotiating, and that comes from when it's being played on the radio station, and it's going international. And I mean, different radio stations in competition. So you got one radio station playing it, the next one's gonna play it. It can spread out to hundreds of other stations. Right. They own the rights to that song to say if whether or not they want to play it there, or if somebody wants to buy it, they'll tell you, well, listen, we own the publishing rights to this song because it's on our label. Now, you signed to us. When you sign yourself to a label and you don't have publishing rights, that's like signing your life over to them.
So how do you get publishing rights? Because they own your song. How do you get publishing rights for your own?
Well, that's where ASCAP and BMI comes into play.
Right. Yep.
Those are publishing companies.
Yep.
Okay. ASCAP and BMI are publishing companies, which are two well-known companies within the United States of America. Excuse me. Just globally, internationally, I should say. To where when you own the rights to your song, it's all of you. When I do, like, for example, let me show you, it's streaming. So BMI picks up everything. So when it's time for royalties to rotate around, and there's a company called Harry Fox that a lot of people may not be familiar with. Harry Fox is an agency that deals with the taxes. They tax from your royalties, and then you get your royalties. If Harry Fox is not involved, you ain't paying them taxes, you're going to end up in trouble. Right. So Harry Fox gets their taxes, and then you get your money. But if you do not own the publishing to that, all that royalty stuff goes to the label. Why? Because you're signed to them, and being that you're signed to that label, whatever y'all negotiated is what you're gonna get. If you negotiated 20%, you're going to get 20 and they got 80.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you own your own publisher like Prince did, God bless his soul, which is why they gave him a hard time with his name, he owned every last one of his songs.
Yeah, he did.
So
That's how he made his money.
He would send his music through to like ASCAP or BMI before he ever submitted it to the label so that he owned it. Gotcha.
Right. And then the label, of course, is going to take on the music and the song. Why? Because he's signed to that label. He's well known. He boosted that label's sales up, the rates, because, labels also are in competition. What label is higher as far as Sony, Warner Brothers, what else? MCA, Jive.
Universal.
These labels are in competition. Universal. So if you have an artist on your label that's doing phenomenally well, of course, even though he owns the publishing too, you're going to say yes because you want to get a little piece of the pie too, right? Because when they want to call this artist to do shows, who they got to call? The label. You got to pay us. He's signed to us.
Okay. So that makes sense. So that's what On the Move Unscripted is about on Tuesday night.
Yeah, get that information. We need to get that.
That's right. It's
and
on
you have some record companies
really dropping. I'm sorry, Mr. Chris, but it's about dropping nuggets. And we have people like E. Chris is coming on here. It's E. Chris, right, or Chris E. Which one am I saying? Am I saying it right?
E. Chris, the R&B hustler.
E. Chris.
Yeah, E. Chris.
E. Chris, the R&B hustler. So E. Chris, the R&B hustler, has come and dropped some nuggets that's worth gold. And for anyone who you're not listening, you better you new artists, you better go back and listen to the show again, replay it and listen to it, because he was sent to give you gold. You gave them gold. Do you understand what I'm saying?
And I just want to add this to it also. Even if you have your publishing, like, for example, I have the publishing for my song Let Me Show You, right? I'm going to give you a prime example. When I was signed to the label with Christopher Williams, RC, the label, they didn't want to use any of my material because they knew they were not going to have publishing on my material. So they gave me a song that was written by somebody, a ghostwriter, and one of their producers, and I did the recording. So when it came time for royalties, there was a big, fallout over some things, which you say artists don't get paid. And I went to school and I studied law. I have a BA in criminology and a BS Master's in criminal justice. Ooh, and I'm also a contract consultant from John Jay College of Criminal Justice in New York City. So I was very familiar with what was going on, why they didn't want my music. So now, at this present time, over the summer, I did a music conference with on what is called Dope Beats Radio out in Virginia, and I met a couple of people. And Chris, Jeff Fred we opened up for Jeff Fred. It was cool. I had a label that wanted to sign my song, "Step Your Game Up." Said it was nice because Let Me Show You wasn't out yet. And they offered me 80%, and they wanted 20%. And it was just a single deal. And this is what I'm about to mention to all the listeners out there. Be very careful and mindful of what's being offered to you. Right. They stated to me that they wanted to offer me a single deal just for that song, and I get 80%, and they get 20%. But they said it was going to be a distribution deal. And a distribution deal, if they're not marketing you and promoting you, it's like having a 360 deal.
Yeah, it's just sitting on the
shelf. When you have when you have a 360 deal, that label is going to make money off of you whether you make it or not. And if you do, you got to give them money. Why? Because they allowed you to use their name. Only their name. You got to do your own marketing, your own promotion, and I declined on it. I said negative, no thank you.
Right.
I'm hungry for what I love and desire, but I'm not stupid. So
you know
again,
I'm sorry. You're so wise. Have you thought about really just starting something to school these new artists that's coming in? Because you know a lot about the business, and like you said, the music industry is 90% business and 10% music or performing or whatever. Like you have so much to offer. You got so much to offer.
Now, for my song, Let Me Show You, let me tell you something. Patricia, thanks to you, thanks to Brother Kenneth, and a lot of other people out there who have been supporting that one single, Let Me Show You. My production crew is from Philadelphia. My boy, Rip, who's my producer, he produced Step Your Game Up and Let Me Show You. And my boy, CJ, who was a really good friend of mine, he wrote Step Your Game Up. But Let Me Show You, Rip produced the whole thing, and I wrote the whole thing. So I was able to accomplish something on my own with just Let Me Show You by it being on iHeartRadio, T-Rex radio station top 50 charts, Spotify, Amazon, In the Mix, On the Move, and loads of other stations that have been showing me a lot of love and support on my own with that one song. My main objective to that one song is to receive at least a single distribution deal, but the distribution deal has to mount to where if you're willing to sign me onto a label, I know an artist gets 80 and the other half gets 20. I would even say 25 to you and 75 to myself, as long as you are willing to market and promote me as I would do myself, because my mother always said, if they can't do more for you than what you can do for yourself, it's a waste of time. So if you're willing to do for me and you hungry like I'm hungry, because I got an 8-year-old daughter. I got to eat too. Everybody got to eat. It's a big pie. Out of that 100% pie, I at least got to have, I don't want half, but you got to give me at least, what, 3/4 or 2/4 of a quarter? I got to get something.
All the way.
Because everybody got to eat. I gotta pay my marketing. I gotta pay radio because radio stations y'all gotta get people don't know the game. Radio stations got to get taken care of also, because that's a marketing promotion for all the artists that out there listening don't know. You got to do what you got to do. Radio stations too, because they got to eat too. Remember, they marketing, they promoting. It's not like it used to be where they go out in the streets and do it. Now everything is digital. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a distribution right now to someone who's willing to sign. Let me show you. That's what I'm looking for.
This is the thing about distribution right now. They're with the labels and stuff. You can get distribution. I can get you distribution. Distribution is nothing to get. But as far as you wanting someone to spend money on marketing and all that kind of stuff, I don't know about the independent labels doing that part is always going to remain in your hands. But as far as distribution and getting it anywhere and everywhere and getting a good distribution deal, I can help you get that. As far as marketing, that's where you come to outside companies like Around the World Media or Mr. Stout and his company and stuff. And the outside people help you do that. But them labels, the distribution, they're not going to do that.
Even if I don't get distribution, one of the main things I learned also, because like when I was with RFC Fresh Entertainment, right, it was an independent label, and RFC was being distributed. When Luther Vandross was on it, it was being distributed by Atlantic Records, because Ray Caviano has been with RFC for years back when Luther was there, when they was being distributed by Atlantic. Now they were being distributed by Warner Brothers, right? I mean, through Sony, excuse me. So I said to myself, even if I don't get distribution, one of the biggest main things to the industry of today, how many people are really knowing who you are, public relations, doing shows, opening up for major acts, I mean, you got Grammy Awards, music awards, where a lot of independent artists have been pulled in from somebody that they know. Of course, like I said, you may get a piece of the pie, you may get your little quarter of the pie, whatever, but you got to be, like I said at the very beginning, You have to be willing to invest in yourself. Because people got to get paid. You know.
Right.
God is good. That's why I say pray.
I hate to jump in here. You know, I feel like double dutch. Like, let me jump now. So I need to take a break. And
yes, we got Wizdom Hunter coming. So yeah, we got Wizdom Hunter coming up. He's gonna be on the air with us.
And we will be right. We'll be right back.
All right.
On the road doesn't mean I don't have time for you. Plenty I've tried, almost came close, but none of them compared to you. So let's live our life more than one night. Promise if I could, I'd do it twice. What you say? Put them on pause, press play. Hold on, I got more. I know my life can get so crazy, but as long as you're right here, none of the gossip, nothing can stop us. I wanna love you with no fears. We can do this thing together. Close your eyes and take my hand. Cause what we have is something special, baby. Let's just take our chance. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Baby, let's just take our chance. Last week I was in Paris with friends. Only thing that was missing was you. Who would've thought we would be married by now? We've been true lovers since high school. Let's live our life, dancing all night. You are where you should be, I want this for life. What you say? We'll put them on pause, press play. I know my life can get so crazy, but as long as you're right here, none of the gossip, nothing can stop us. I wanna love you with no fears. We can do this thing together. Close your eyes and take my hand. Cause what we have is something special, baby. Let's just take our chance. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Don't be shy, don't be scared. Get up. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I want you, I don't care. Get up. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Baby, move your feet, move your hips. Get up. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Been waiting so long for a feeling like this. My life can get so crazy, but as long as you're right here, none of the gossip, nothing can stop us. I wanna love you with no fears. We can do this thing together. Close your eyes and take my hand. Cause what we have is something special, baby. Let's just take our chance. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Baby, let's just take our chance. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Baby, let's just take our chance. Hurts me the most when I wake. I fumble and twist till the truth starts to click. There's so much space in this bed. These sheets go for months. Dreams of your smile. I don't want to see just a memory, and I don't want to feel your wings break free. Because without it, I'm lost in the breeze. I gotta be strong now. I gotta show you how I love you like I've never ever loved somebody. I'll give you things you didn't even know you wanted. Don't tell me that it's not enough. My time is up, you're over us. Cause I think I might do anything for you if you just let me. If you just let me. If you just let me. Just let me. Taste of your lips is still
Gotta show you how I love you like I've never ever loved somebody. I'll give you things you didn't even know you wanted. Don't tell me that it's not enough. My time is up, you're over us. 'Cause I think I might do anything for you if you just let me. Yeah, if you just let me. If you just let me. I think I might do anything for you if you just let me. If you just let me. If you just let me. Just let me.
All righty. We are back. You have tuned in to another edition of On the Move Unscripted with me and my co-host, Mr. Stout, Patricia M. Goins and Mr. Stout. And we have another guest that just called in. We got what's that, a Wizdom?
Wizdom
and
Hunter?
then we still have Chris on the E-Chris. E-Chris.
Yes, sir.
R&B hustler. Let me make sure I get that right. So, I don't want you to hang up. Chris. Chris, what? What I can't? What is wrong with my lips? Say it for me, Mr. Stout. That's what your husband's supposed to do.
Yeah.
The husband's supposed to take up for the wife. Tell him, say.
That's right. I know, right? We gotta get those lips right. So we be kissing too much. We gotta slow down on that. We got it, boo. Everything right there. We got E-Chris right here on the check-in with us as well. But right now we have Wizdom Hunter that's checking in with us as well. She has a book. She's a poet and also has some things out there for her new line of soaps and massage oils as well. Are you with us, sis?
I'm here.
Right.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for calling us up. Yeah. All the good things that you got going on. Like, let our listeners know what some of the things that you're up to right now.
I'm in the process of finishing up my book, sitting in a locked room with the door open, and I've started a line of body and bath products, all natural, no lye-based soaps, body scrubs, massage oils, therapeutic oils, candles, wax melts. I have the whole line to get you relaxed, motivated, everything.
Right. Yeah. Tell us about the way did you get started with that, with the body oils and the candles and the soaps.
It was actually after I was diagnosed with an illness. And I just got concerned on what was going on in my body and, things of that, like all the harsh chemicals. And I decided I started out with the therapeutic candles, the aromatic with all the different oils. And then I went to the body scrubs, and then eventually I went to the soaps. And I was like, wow, this works so much better than, because we don't know what's in all those other products. And, a lot of the things I can't pronounce them when it comes to chemicals and, all the different ingredients and things. And then once I started researching and looking at exactly what we were putting on our bodies, and I was like, oh, maybe this has a lot to do with it,
Right.
And so I just went from there. and it just exploded.
Wow. What's some of the names or some of the things that you have for that?
As far as the products?
Yes.
My soaps, a lot of the bases are like with natural, like I stated earlier, goat's milk. I have coconut milk, mango butter, avocado butter, aloe vera, shea butter, olive oil, hemp seed, charcoal, a whole line of everything that's good for your skin. Right. And I add essential oils, eucalyptus, rosemary, orange oil, yin yang, chamomile. And I use a lot of natural herbs also, like the spearmint, the peppermint leaves, the chamomile seeds.
Do you have a website? Do you have a website for your products?
I'm still working on my website. All of this is like a one-woman show, so I'm doing everything by myself, and I'm working on the website as we speak. But right now, I'm a lot of my business actually came from word of mouth, and once a couple of people tried it, they just started spreading it, spreading the news, and people started calling me up. But people can. I have a phone line where I take orders, and also, people are inboxing me on my Facebook page, Instagram.
What's your so what's your Facebook, Instagram, and your call-in number?
My call-in number would be 318-792-9804. And my Facebook page is under Wizdom Hunter. And you can either Wizdom Hunter or wisdomhunter27@gmail.com. You can find it under that email. And Wizdom is WIZDOM, HUNTER 27@gmail.com. And also, my Instagram is Wizdom_rules.
Right.
I think I'm sorry, go ahead.
No,
go ahead. I was just going to say, your product is awesome, but what captured my, I'm sorry, this is unscripted, y'all. I got something in my mouth. All
right.
But what captured me was what you said about somebody coming up to you and giving you that prophetic word. And the reason why it's touching me, one, because we have Chris on here and he's spiritual. I don't believe in accidents. So yesterday, my sister told me this past weekend, she said, you're going to get what's she telling me? I'm going to have angel's going to come to me. Someone's going to come to me. Someone when I'm not expecting, an angel in disguise is going to come to me and give me a prophetic word. This was before I learned about you. So yesterday, I was in Walmart and this lady she was in one of those what do you call them, wheelchairs that when you go to the grocery store, the cart,
Scooter.
So she was there. She was an older Caucasian lady. She was sitting there. I was coming down the aisle. I thought she was saying my name, but I was trying to walk away because you know how you be like, I don't feel like talking to nobody. But she pulled me over there to her, but can you come in for a minute, please? I'm like, oh Lord. Walked over to her, and she was just like, out of the blue, are you a nurse? I'm not, no scrubs on, no nothing on that would make her think I was a nurse. And I said, yes, because I am a nurse. And she was just like, I'm so glad I listened to the Holy Spirit. And she went on and started telling me things and talking to me and telling me how she could just see my light, how she could just see the love on me, how she knew I was one of God's children. And she just went on and on, this lady that I did not know. So when it made me think about when you had your experience and somebody came and gave you a prophetic word that you didn't know. Right. Remember you said that That was
right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's amazing, isn't it?
Because I do
How people
believe that
just
angels walk amongst us unaware. Like we entertain angels and we don't even be realizing it.
That's exactly it. And now what if you would have just kept walking?
That would have
you would have missed
right.
the blessing. Yeah,
Have you ever had that happen
awesome.
to you, Idris? Have you ever had what you felt like maybe an angelic interaction or something that you just knew it was God?
Oh yes, I mean just recently, my mother had cancer recently, and she just recently had cancer surgery the other day. She's home now, thank God for that. But I had a lady that walked up to me while my mother was in the clinic before she had the surgery. And she said to me, "You're going through something." I said, "Excuse me?" She said, "Someone in your family has a serious health issue, but I just want to let you know everything is going to be fine." Now, this is before we found out what type of cancer. We didn't know. We just know we was going to get a biopsy done on my mom to find out what was going on. And I'm outside waiting for my brother to come and meet me because I had to park my car somewhere. And my mother's inside. We didn't know nothing about cancer. When the lady came up to me first and said that to me, I was like, okay, what is she getting at? I ignored it at first. But then when I went in, and then after they had finished the biopsy and the doctor said, "Oh, your mom has stage 1 cancer," I said, "Oh, my goodness." I said, okay. It was very mind-blowing to me. But at the same time, I had gotten a confirmation from someone that didn't even know my mother was in there having a biopsy to find out she had cancer. So I took that and I held on to it. And the lady was right. It was a huge success. My mother just got home the day before yesterday. So it was I can definitely relate to that. Definitely relate to that. You just never know. You never know who God is going to. People got in their mind, oh, this ain't going to fly out the sky. No, it ain't going to happen because this ain't the end of the world yet. But God uses people to deliver certain messages to you from Him. It's up to you if whether or not you want to take it in or you want to decline on it. If you take it in and you see it, it's like, wow, confirmation. But if you deny it, He'll still be merciful and find another way to show you. So He uses everybody for different reasons.
So my reason for bringing it up was because I just wanted you to have confirmation to what, and I don't know if you want to share it with everyone or not, and you don't have to, but I just want to give you confirmation that that person that may have just been an angel that came to deliver that message that you needed right then at that time in your life so that you can move and get to the next level of your assignment. Because, see, you're on assignment. Mm-hmm. So that person that you didn't know came to you and said, listen, because you may not have known which road to go for this next level of your life. So this person came in and said, listen, this is the next level right here. And they gave you a word, a prophetic word. And from what you was telling me, that prophetic word was already starting to come to life. So you already know what the next road you're supposed to be traveling on. And I just wanted to bring that to you and say to you, that was not no accident. And it may have just been an angel.
Well, it was an angel because by me hearing that, it prepared me mentally on what to do and how to handle things on the next level of things. Because one of the things I learned, and I know we're getting kind of spiritual, I learned this from T.D. Jakes. The more blessings you get, the more stronger your challenges will be. And the more stronger you overcome those challenges, God will provide more for you because He knows that you can handle it. He knows what you can handle before you know. It's up to you if whether or not you want to accept it or not. So it prepared me for it. And by me being the oldest of four, I'm my mom's overseer. I did a lot of praying and held in a lot of emotions to keep strong so that my mother could remain strong. Because if she had seen me be too emotional, she would have been emotional, and it wouldn't have been good for her health. So I had to remain strong. But trust me, when I got by myself, there's nothing wrong with shedding tears. Because if you don't and you hold it in, it'll blow your mind even more. You'll be stressed.
Eat you up inside,
but I did that in the privacy of my own dome, in my domain with God. When I got around my moms, I was strong again. That lady prepared me, that angel, for everything else that was going to take place as far as running back and forth to the doctor, the different medication, the procedures, the pre-admission and everything. It prepared me for it. Even staying there overnight with her and just watching her after she got surgery and watching her, it was just a lot going on. So that one time, that one person before, at the very beginning, prepared me for everything up until this present time. And I seen it, so it was very interesting.
That's what it's trying to do for healing, right? That's why Epinana or Bath and Body Essentials by Wizdom. You know what I'm saying? That Epinana, but the Bath and Body Essentials by Wizdom is actually it's made for healing the mind, body, and soul as well. So we need those kind of things in our life right now. We all in time of healing. We need that.
That's right.
And
yes, most definitely.
That's what I'm attempting to do. I tell a lot of people, God speaks to me. And sometimes people, they think I'm a little weird or whatever, but after things come to pass, they're like, wow, he really does. As a perfect example, meeting Raheem and Patricia, I was sitting and I was like, God, okay, now when I get this book, you told me to write it. What am I going to do with it? How do I get it out?
Right.
And I placed an ad for free samples on Facebook, and Raheem hit me right back. And from there, I got introduced to Patricia. And I was like, wow, you answer real fast there sometimes. And, it was overwhelming. I was stuck on the part as far as, because the book is talking about the mass amount of diseases we have also and where they coming from. Every 5 seconds, a new disease pop up. And it just so happens that I was diagnosed with a disease that 1 in 25 million, and it doesn't even have a name. They don't even know what to call it yet. And I happen to have met a guy, Ivory Slater, and when we first met and we started talking about, I was telling him about my condition and everything, and he said 2 words, generational curse. And I was like, generational curse? And then I had to go back and start reading, my Bible to get, I thought I knew the word, but I had to go back again and read again. And that was, of course, one of the curses of generational sin from past and the disease. And I was like, well, how does man play a part in it? Is it from the Most High God or is it from man? But then I had to read more because we were turned over to man in bondage. Mm-hmm. That's where the curses are coming from. So it took me on a whole nother level. And at that time, I thought I was completely done with the book. And I was like, man, I have to, he flooded me with so much information now. I have to go back over and, rethink everything and start again.
Right.
And
so,
it was
I'm sorry. I know
that the book too.
I know that it seems like okay. What turn did on the move Unscripted just make? But I just want to explain to people that On the Move Unscripted is spiritual first, and then entertainment second. Because I have always believed since I started this 15 years ago that God is positioning His people in the entertainment industry because they need us. So the turn that this show just took was not our doing. In fact, we almost started to reschedule the show because we were having so much trouble trying to even get the show started. But that was nothing but the enemy, because he knew that God was about to do something and is going to touch somebody with this particular show. So I just want people to understand that On the Move Unscripted is unscripted. So don't be tripping.
Right. We got you. We definitely got you. Yeah. That's good stuff.
And that's an amen.
Also, too, with Wizdom, you're saying that because the name of the novel that's coming out as well is sitting in a locked room with the door open, and that right there has a powerful statement right there.
Yes, it is.
It's not done. It's not done yet. But that's the thing, is when it does come out there, everybody's going to want to get on this. I mean, just the title alone. Can you kind of elaborate on that title a little bit?
I think that title there.
Sitting in the locked room.
I removed the word because I was like, man, the title is going to be a book to start with. And then I was like, okay, let's see if we can shorten it. But when I started, it was sitting in a locked room with the door wide open. Mm-hmm. And it was like, I started thinking about everything that held me bondage. And the reason why I'm in bondage. I'm only in bondage for fear of just getting up and walking out and accepting and dealing with the challenges and the obstacles. So I was like, we sit in a locked room and hold ourselves bondage, and that door is just wide open. So we prevent ourselves from overcoming different challenges and obstacles. And why do we do that?
Right. Yeah, fear of the unknown. Yeah, fear of the unknown. Some things like that have to do with something with that. Yeah, and you got to come out of that, and it's like, hey, the door is open. Go right through that door, and the whole wide world is open for you to do the things that you want to do. And yeah, it's going to be challenging, but you'll make it through. You can.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, you are still penning this book, or no? Or you've already written this book? The title that you just named.
I've written it, and I'm just doing the editing part and putting everything in perspective and everything. Now, I was stuck on another part until I watched your movie. Your film.
Oh my God! And, you showed me so much love on that release, and I appreciate that. People don't know that movie took us 7 years to film. We were never able to get an investor, so that was money coming out of my pocket, getting on a Greyhound, going from Chicago to Atlanta filming. 7 years. People from some of the cast helped pay for some of the scenes. Like, it took us 7 years to film that. And then, even then, it was like I never recouped any of the money, but then God inspired me to release that on YouTube so that whoever saw it was supposed to see it. And I really believe that lives are going to be changed. Women are going to leave violent relationships and go to a domestic violence shelter. Children who are being abused, someone's going to come out and do something. A teacher's going to say something extra, do something extra. People who don't understand what faith is after seeing this movie are going to start doing things in faith. I just really believe that, and I believe that's why God told me to release it on YouTube. And you have shown me so much love, and I appreciate that more than you will ever, ever, ever know. Ever know.
It helped me a lot. Like I said, I was stuck on that particular part because when you're talking about issues like that, you first think outside of what other people are going to say, how family members are going to take it. Are they going to get angry with you because you're speaking or talking about a dirty little secret?
I've
you
been
know
through
what I'm saying?
I went through that. My book was. The book was. I'm sorry, and I don't mean to interrupt you. But you just started me now.
No.
My book was the childhood. I went through that abuse. That was me. I was little Karen. That was me. That was my story. So when I first came out with it, I wasn't happy about that at all. But I had to tell my story because I knew that there were children who were in somebody's basement. There were children who was like me, getting stabbed in the foot with a knife and hit the back of the head with a crowbar. There are children being starved. That's still going on right now, at this moment. So I had my story, but no, my family wasn't happy about it at all. Not originally, because that was, not original.
And you would think that after going through that, you would have open arms, and you'll get, not that you're looking for sympathy, but you're looking for understanding, and you're thinking that you'll have this overwhelming, a crowd of understanding people to understand what you went through, but so many people are still embarrassed by it. And now that was a revelation in itself, because at that particular time, as I said, I was stuck on that part. How am I going to get this out? Give me the courage to put it on paper and release it. And then Raheem sent me the clip of your movie, and when I started watching, my birth name is Karen, and my mouth just dropped. I looked and then I turned it off. And I was like, no, this is not happening. No, I know the child name isn't Karen. And then all I could do is look up at the sky and like, God, really?
So I wrote a series of books called This Can't Be Love, and the books surround a domestic violence shelter called the Love House. So so if you go on YouTube, you can actually see the film. It's called This Can't Be Love, and you just put in my name, Patricia M. Goins, and it'll pop up, and the whole movie is there. And I released it, and so you are someone who is basically letting me know, yes, Patricia, you heard God. You did exactly what God told you to do. You released it. Don't worry about money. Don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about this, that, and the other, because what I have for you is yours. But for this particular work, you did the right thing. You are confirmation to my spirit and my soul that I did the right thing. So I appreciate that. For you even, I appreciate that. And you don't know how many.
I done watched it 5 times, and I keep watching it, and I see different things in there. I'm like, I really love this film, and I definitely implore people to go out there and check that out. Man, This Can't Be Love.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Well, I most definitely am going to check it out. 100%. My support.
Yeah, it is powerful.
Yeah, I do. I appreciate it. Because there's so many children right now who are being abused, and nobody is doing what they need to do. There's so many women that are still getting killed today. You hear about these women, somebody got shot. The woman got shot, then he killed herself. There were signs way before that. The family probably was trying to convince her to leave long before that. You know what I'm saying? Fatal Attraction never runs out of episodes. Like every week, they got a new episode and more coming, because these women are still getting killed. They don't understand they can go to a domestic violence shelter and find safety. So yeah, it's deep. It's deep.
It really is. It changed my life. I can tell you that. And I know it's helping a lot of women that actually, and I'm not going to say just women, because men and women are falling into these shelters now. And I was shocked when I learned that men was allowed into the shelter. And I was like, men allowed into a domestic violence
because
shelter?
men go through it too. Men go through it too.
They packed up themselves and their kids, and they are falling into them now because they are tired. May it be emotionally, physically, verbally, but men get abused just as much as women get abused. And I spoke with one agency. I said, what do we do? Okay, the female or the male, they're in a relationship and it's violent. The woman gets out, the man, they get out, but the other party, they are just left to do it to the next victim that comes along.
Because they're still in pain. They're still in pain. Men are still in pain, too.
Yeah, exactly. And I said, when a woman comes in, we need another type of group that will go out, is not afraid, and will go out and talk to the other party and try to get them counseling, because we saved one woman or we saved ourselves. What about the next person they get in a relationship with?
Yeah, I wanted to say too that men who are doing these things, they need to see this and see where they're going wrong at. Because this will show them, like, if you are that man that's doing that, you need to see this. Like, hey, you need to get it together because you may be the one that's causing it.
There's a
I
young
want to
lady
share
on
something with
Facebook.
y'all. This is E. Chris. I'm listening to this whole thing, and God works in mysterious ways. I used to work at a shelter, and my title was a counselor, a resident advisor for males and females. And I've dealt with different cases. I worked at all male crisis, and I worked at all female crisis. And you had some males that have been abused because it was more of an emotional thing for them, whereas they were scared of losing the love that they had because they didn't get the love that they were supposed to get from, I guess, the mother or a family relative. So they were seeking love from a woman, and when they found that love, they would do anything in their power not to lose that person, even if she was being abusive to him. And abuse is not just physical; it can be mentally and emotionally as well. On the other hand, and verbal, yes, you had women that were going through the same thing. And me being a person of law, I know that when it pertains to law, if a man puts his hands on a woman, of course, it's a serious charge. And the thing with some women, they were scared to lose that man as well because of children that they had together, or she didn't receive the love that she was supposed to receive from her father or that male figure. And that's the problem that we have in society today. When you don't receive from what you're supposed to, you go out and you try to find it and seek it. And that's when people such as myself would have to be mentors towards those individuals, to give them some type of mentorship, to show them, you are somebody, to help boost their spirit, because a lot of them feel, very non-sociable towards certain thing, or insecure. If you're feeling insecure because of whatever, it can be physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually, you're going to feel, if you find someone, to stay with that person because that's the person that accepted you, because they don't have the confidence to go out or just be by themselves to heal. So it's a very big emotional thing. I'm listening to this, and it's so weird. You can see how God works, because
that's what I was about to say. E. Chris, you're not here. Let me tell you something. E. Chris, you're not here by accident. Wizdom, you're not here by accident. That visitation that I had with that lady, whether she was an angel or not, that wasn't by accident. The visitation that you had, Wizdom, wasn't by accident. The visitation that you had, E. Chris, wasn't by accident. Mr. Stout, you're not here by accident. Tonight is not by accident. Understand what I'm saying? It's not by accident.
Yeah.
So there are going to be people that's going to listen to this show, and they're not. First of all, it's going to be artists that's going to listen to this show. There's going to be authors that's going to listen to this. There's going to be people that's going to listen to this show because there's something that they need from it. This show did not come on today the way it went. It's deep to me. God is amazing. Ooh, thank you.
This show may help another artist out there create music and express their feelings, because that's what music is all about. Express your emotions. And that's real. That's when I would tell people, some people have a misconception of rhythm and blues. Blues is the inner soul of your body, what you feel and what you've gone through. And it goes back in time and decades. So anybody that's listening to this, even gospel music, R&B's people get a misconception, oh, it's all love. It's expression, how Sam Cooke from back in the 50s, you know, those artists like that, Aretha Franklin, you know, they express their emotions. So this whole show right here is a thing of expression. And a lot, whoever's listening, you may be going through something and may not even realize this is your time to put it on paper and express it. Poetry or lyrically, musically.
That's right.
Because we need it. We're in a time of life now to where we need as much inspiration as we can get, especially with all the avenues we have now, opposed to back when we were coming up. The internet, just, you know, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I mean, it's just so many ways that we can get to individuals now for them to find some form of help to get out of these bad situations that we're in. You know, you don't have to leave your house nowadays. YouTube, it's everywhere now where you can find some form of help, and you just have to know how to discern it from the good and the bad.
So I don't want to run out of time with our show. I definitely want to make sure that Chris, please say your Instagram, your Facebook, or any of your social media handles that you want for the listeners, or your next performance or whatever. Let them know.
Yes. Well, this is Chris, the R&B hustler. To all those who are out there listening, first and foremost, I thank God and I thank all of you for being listeners and showing love and support. You can find out a lot more about me on Facebook, which is Chris Elder. It's ECHRIS, and then you put a space, and then it's ELDER. You can also check me out on Instagram. It's at eChris2008, which is at ECHRIS 2008. You can also find me on YouTube. If you type in my song, Let Me Show You, it'll pop up. You'll see a red, my little album cover is real cool looking with a red background. You can catch me on Amazon. You can catch me on Spotify. You can catch me on iHeartRadio. You can catch me on TuneCore, which is the umbrella of it, and you can also catch me on iPad. I'm all over so many different stations. It's unbelievable, and I thank God for that to the full max with it. But most of all, I'm on Facebook and Instagram a lot. If you go on Facebook, Chris Elder, it'll tell you a lot more about me. And, you know, I always say the proof is in the pudding. You'll see it for your own two eyes. And I just pray and ask for everyone to, like, basically, you know, show love. If you log in and you want to speak and communicate, by all means, just log in and speak to me, but please be respectful, please. You know, I'm not into the craziness. You know, I'm an open-minded, universal person, but I'm an open-minded, respectable, universal person of God. So please, I don't discriminate at no faults and no means of anyone, but just be respectful, and we can chat and talk. And if you want to speak to me, who knows, I could learn something from whoever's going to log into me as you learn from me. So please show that love, and I appreciate all the love and support. Thank you.
Awesome. And Miss Wizdom, please tell them once again the phone number and the information on your skin products.
Okay, the phone number again is 318-792-9804, and Wizdom Hunter 27 at gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook or just type in Wizdom Hunter. Also, Instagram is Wizdom_rules, and the Twitter is at Wizdom43. Just remember that.
All right.
The Twitter was, what was the Twitter again?
At Wizdom 43, and Wizdom is spelled with a Z, Wizdom.
There it is. Forgot about.
And I have, I don't know, but God is putting this in my spirit. If there's anyone who is listening to this now or who's going to come back later, and you are in a violent relationship, and you need to call someone because you don't know what to do next, and you feeling like that man or that woman is coming for you, whatever, the number to call is 1-800-799-7233. That's 1-800-799-7233. So if you are someone who you are in a situation where you know that the person you're with you're not feeling safe anymore, and your spirit knows, you know what you ain't telling your family, you know what you ain't telling your friends, because only you and that person is in that house. But if you know that person is becoming more violent, they're starting to threaten you, they're all those kind of things, call that number, because they can tell you what shelter to go to get help. You know, and if you are someone who someone is not, someone that's in a situation, write this number down: 1-800-799-7233, and give them that number and tell them to call a shelter. If they're the type that they don't want to leave them, send them to YouTube and have them look up This Can't Be Love and tell them to watch that movie. Tell them to watch movie and let God minister to the spirit, because you can try to get people to leave, but if they don't want to leave, only God can deal with that. You know, so I just want to put that out there.
That was really good right there. That was good information right there. On the Move Unscripted with Patricia Goins and your man, co-host Mr. Stout. I want to put out there for next week. You guys tune in. We're going to have Van Miller International right there with us. Also, Dr. Avery Storm. You guys definitely tune in for that as well. It's going to be great. You're going to have a great conversation. Like this conversation that we just had for E. Chris, the Hustler, the R&B Hustler, and also Wizdom. I'm definitely appreciate you guys going on the air with us, man. This was really good. I was hoping that we get to this one song, but I know if we can play it or not. But that Never Know by Lil Wally is definitely a good joint. Or that No Fear.
Well, let's go ahead so we're going to go ahead and come out with that, and then if we don't get it all, we'll play it again next week. Love y'all. Thank y'all for coming. E. Chris and Wizdom.
Thank you so much, everybody, for love and support. God bless each and every last one of y'all.
All right.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed myself. You guys are so phenomenal.
Love. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. Love is love, but I want love in its purest form. I fell in love young, made my worst mistake. How many you know that puppy love can send a good man astray? So I really could feel it and dig after. So her love can never matter. Too caught up in the disasters of yesterday. She tried to. I thought I was willing. I lied to. Disconnected from my feelings. When she tried to, I tried to, and could recognize that my heart needed healing. But how would I know if this love don't feel wrong to me? It's the only love that I ever known. How would I know if this love don't feel wrong to me? But it's the only love that I ever known. How would I know if this love don't feel wrong to me? It's the only love that I ever known. It's the